Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes, and with me is my partner in crime, my executive producer, my best friend in the whole wide world. She is Yolanda Starks White. Hey, yeah.
Hi, Sybil.
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. By
Thanks.
by default.
Was that necessary?
Okay, I'm sorry. That's okay. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, you volunteered for
hmm
just for the record. Just
Just so
one.
you know, because I am always, always, always 100% with you
That's true.
and have your back, no matter what you go through
You're the
with
one.
you.
Yeah, yeah, you're
Yep.
the one.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Yolanda, we have had quite a week,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which actually started last, Friday on our trip to Cabo for Stephen Hill and Shantae Moore's wedding. Stephen and Shantae Moore Hill's
Yeah.
wedding.
Right.
Um, so is she going to change her name?
So that was very interesting. By the way, that was really nice of you to have her on to sing him a happy birthday. Oh, that girl can sing.
Ooh,
Oh
can
my
she sing?
God. I
I
mean,
know.
her singing happy birthday. Oh my
Man,
goodness.
can you
Um,
imagine?
but I got that. I kind of got at the end when he was inviting people to come and see her that they will see in the marketing Shantae Hill.
Yeah. It's going to
Okay.
be interesting.
It's
All
gonna
right.
be so you know what? I'm kind of sort of not surprised because one of Stephen Hill's biggest challenges with me is that
Right.
I never changed my name. That Yolanda Starks is actually another man's name. And
Well, the last part is.
well, Starks, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
the last part.
And
I don't
well,
know many men named Yolanda, but if I do, let us
well,
know.
well. But the white part, he, just for years and years, he has really admonished me for not just being Yolanda White.
Right.
And um,
But like Shantae, you have become known in this business
right,
by that name.
yeah,
Um, so it'll be interesting to see how, because if she has been Shantae Moore or
yeah,
Shantae Moore Hill,
Shantae
um,
Moore Hill, right.
that would be an interesting way to do it. And but your husband doesn't say anything about it, does
He could not care less. He could call me Yolanda Joe. He don't care.
and you're the same way.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
whatever you call me,
yeah.
I don't care.
Because we go home together.
Right. Right.
And that's really what counts. That's
Yeah.
really what counts is that, we are together and we're really together. So
Hmm.
what difference does it make? But I know some people are really, really funny about names.
Right.
Like some people, you can't shorten their name. If their name has 5 letters in it, you have to say all 5 letters. You can't
Some
say
people just like to
three.
say the first three.
And it's like, what difference does it make? Yeah.
I just don't, and it's not, I don't have a problem with a nickname because I like to give nicknames, but I just don't like Sib.
Okay.
And that goes back to when I was a kid. I didn't like being called Lil Sib. Um, as if there was a big Sib. I'm Big Sib, and before I was Big Sib, I was Lil Sib, and so I don't know. I just don't
And
like it.
some people, my name is messed up all the time.
Hmm.
Shalonda, like my father-in-law, he calls me Shalonda.
Yeah.
I know who he talking about, so
Right.
I don't
But
go
it
like
but it
who.
really freaked you out when he started calling you by your nickname. When he would call you
Oh
Yogi.
no, that's dad. Yeah, dad. No, I'm talking about my mom's husband.
Oh, your stepfather.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Shalonda.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. My
Yeah.
stepfather. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's a name. I
It's
know who I am.
what's in a name?
What's in a name?
I know you really don't care. And I'm really kind of glad that I managed to keep my dad's name because
Hmm.
I'm really the last of the line. My nephew is probably the last of the line, Gordon. But as far as on this side, um, I
So
don't.
your dad's sons
Hmm.
didn't have boys?
My oldest brother has a son, Gordon,
That's
and
Gordon.
Gordon is Gordon Wilkes,
Right.
and I really hope that they'll keep that name going. But just like what I was referring to, actually, I should have said on my mom's side, um,
Scruggs.
Scruggs. That's
That's
it.
it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Uncle
Scruggs.
Sonny Boy was the last of the male Scruggses,
And he had two girls,
and he had two girls,
and they changed their name.
and they both went with their husbands'
Oh
names. Yep.
wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. The only one that has my grandfather's name is my cousin Sharon, and that is his middle name, which was also my uncle's middle name.
And your grandfather, I mean, what a legacy you come from. Because when I was putting something together for you and just doing the research, and it was just
Mhm.
really, really cool to
And you're
see
like, how come you
President
don't talk about your
Scruggs.
grandfather enough? And I was like, I thought I did. And she said,
Yeah.
no, no, you need to tell us. And then so yeah, my
Yeah,
granddad
that would
was
be my
pretty.
opener. Hi, I'm Sybil, and my grandfather was the president of Lincoln University. Oh, yes.
The real Lincoln.
The
Yeah,
real,
yeah.
right.
Okay, Yolanda, I'm looking at the clock. We talked
All
long
right.
enough. So it's
Mhm.
time for us to move on to the What You Need to Know newsletter. This is our Monday through Friday attempt to super serve the African American community when it comes to news and information. This is a great opportunity for us to talk about all the hard work and the hardworking people that contribute to this newsletter. And we are talking about a number of different issues. If you would like to be a part of this, please subscribe. It is free. Go to sybylwilkes.com if you would, and give us your name and your email address, and we'll have it in your email box every Monday through Friday morning. And starting as of tomorrow morning, we'll have fresh stories in there. I'll just give you a little peek ahead as we go through this. Um, I wanted to talk about in this newsletter about, and I know, Yolanda, you are not you're more of a bigger Housewives fan than you are a political soap opera fan,
Yes,
right?
yes, I
Um,
am. But it's
so
all the same. High drama.
it is high drama. And one of the things that I like to do during the political season is to watch the debates.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the debates I watched the other night, which was
Right,
all over streaming devices, was the Pennsylvania debate between the Democratic Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman was debating Dr. Oz.
right.
Dr. Oz, who's not a real citizen of Pennsylvania, by the way, he is the Trump endorsed Republican candidate. He is a bit of a carpetbagger, as people have called him. Carpetbagger meaning he just picked up his stuff and moved to another state in order to run for
Does he
senator.
still have his
Oh,
place in Jersey as
oh
well?
yeah. If
Oh
I'm not
wow.
mistaken, he claims his mother-in-law's home as his address in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a lot of property in
Whatever it takes
Jersey.
to win.
Well, it's not legal, but
Right,
and people have allowed it to
right,
happen. And Dr. Oz is the TV doctor. He became famous on Oprah's show,
right.
and then got a show of his own, which was produced by Oprah, the Dr. Oz show. And he is known as a TV doc and for endorsing products that there were a lot of questions associated with them. So,
Right,
as a doctor, I expected him to have more sympathy, but it
right.
it really has shown to be more of a nastier edge to him in the light of John Fetterman, the lieutenant governor and the Democratic candidate for the U.S. Senate, suffered a stroke 5 months ago, and he
Mm,
has really worked to overcome the effects of this stroke, and he has had some auditory processing challenges, as they
mhm.
say. So, what they have had to do is, in order for him to understand the questions, they have these huge TV screens and they will type the questions up, and the questions will appear on the screen before him, and so that he can read and fully comprehend what is being asked of him.
Right.
Um, I think that this did not suit him well. And I think the people that arranged and made the rules, agreed to the rules around this, did not serve him well. I know that they
You
wanted
don't think
people.
he should have done it?
I think he should have, because I think that
Oh,
he may have um, gotten some support from people who have gone through this, who are survivors of strokes, or family members or friends who have survived strokes, and they could see him really working to work through the
right,
questions and answering them, and how sometimes he was a little the words that he said did not come across as he intended them to do.
right,
But I think some people are concerned about his health and what this means, and they don't like. And the question now is, do you like Dr. Oz enough, uh, or are you too scared about John Fetterman's continued progress and his healing progress from the stroke? So those are questions, as people are determining whether to vote for one or the other. I didn't like Dr. Oz's his approach to this and his response to him. I think he was kind of smarmy, if you understand what I mean by that.
right.
Like when he opened up, he said, "Good night, everyone." So instead of saying good evening, he said good
Why did he do
night.
that? To confuse?
No, 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 no. This is what John Fetterman said. And
Oh, John
so,
Fetterman said
yeah,
this.
yeah. And
Hmm.
you could just kind of see, like, kind of a, smirk on Dr. Oz's face a number of times. And one of the things that they did in this was they gave you 30 seconds, gave the responder a 30-second period of time to respond to a question or something that your opponent said. Well, that 30 seconds is not enough for
Right,
somebody like that. And so he wasn't able to, like with fracking, that was a question about fracking. And fracking is the process of getting oil from under the ground. And that's in Pennsylvania is a big state for that. And lots of questions, both liberals and conservatives, regarding fracking and what that means for the future of Pennsylvania. He looked a little state shocked by that question, and when he was trying to explain, he just kept saying, "I support fracking," and there was a delay, and it's like, "I support fracking,"
right.
and so it appeared that he wasn't prepared, that he wasn't expecting that question, and I don't think that was it. I think it was just in looking trying to process the question very quickly in that 30, because 30 seconds, how quickly the we talk. I laugh with you about the fastest hour
Right.
before we bring the show on. And so time, how quickly time passes, and when your brain is just spiraling, you've got all these things in your head, and you're still in the process of recuperating from this obviously this stroke that had a profound effect on him.
Well,
I don't
Sybil, for
think that it
me,
served him well.
for me, just like now,
Mhm.
the way my brain works, and I haven't had a stroke. I am very, very, very proficient at what I do for a living. I'm very good at what I do for a living.
Mhm.
But when I'm receiving a lot of information, for me, I have to slow down and really take in what you
Right.
say. I have to allow it to digest,
Yep.
and then I have to respond. So that
Just
does not,
imagine.
yeah, that does. So I can relate to I can relate to
Yeah.
him. I
You got
personally,
lights, you got people,
yes,
you got
yes,
all these things rolling into your head, and you got this smarmy guy over here who as a doctor should
as a,
really
yeah,
be
yeah.
a more supportive of him and cognizant of what he's going through.
Well, I
Uh,
hope that number, that's the first thing. But the second thing, I don't like debates. I
mhm.
personally don't like debates because I don't know that it is as important for my elected official to be a great debater
Mhm.
or a great person who actually works.
Right.
People
Right.
who are great debaters, I'm always looking at them sideways, as opposed to the people who actually do the work.
Do the work, right? It's not so much what you say, it's what you
It's
do.
what you do. So my question is, when I look at each one of them, which one of them, first of all, which one of them actually align with my thoughts and ideas? And number one, and number two, who has been able to execute what they say. If Dr. Oz, when it comes to medical, with being a doctor and knowing what's happening with my heart, of course I would call him.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as when it comes to, now I understand that this gentleman, that he has held several elected officials.
Yeah, he's
Like
he's
he
like a
was
mayor of a
lieutenant
town.
governor.
Yeah, he is the current lieutenant governor of Pennsylvania of the
Yeah,
Commonwealth, and he is now going running to be the U.S. senator. So his experience is
right.
pretty great in that
Yeah.
area of running the Commonwealth, running the city in Pennsylvania, and so. I just don't get it. I don't understand what people want.
They
Uh,
want somebody, they want a smooth. People like smooth talkers. I
yeah,
don't. I
yeah,
personally, I don't like smooth talkers.
right, right.
But in order to be a good debater, you have to be able to think fast and
Very
talk
quick
fast.
on your
And it
feet.
doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter if you believe what you say. It's if you can make it sound good.
And
And
that's what Donald Trump excelled in.
100%,
You know,
100%.
and so it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. I really pray for his complete healing,
Right.
and for the people of Pennsylvania that they make the right choice,
So the grant.
because all of this, as with Georgia, and that's what
Mhm.
I talk about in tomorrow's newsletter, as with Georgia, and other states in which the Senate positions are open and they're running for these places. As a matter of fact, Pennsylvania had a Republican in this seat. He retired, and so they are seeking to fill this seat. Democrats obviously want to do this so they can gain control in the United States Senate, and the Republicans want their person to get in so that they can regain the control
So
of
the
the United
person
States
who
Senate.
retired, were they Republican or were
He
they
was a
Democrat?
very conservative Republican.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He was so much so that it just didn't make sense to me when he would say things, and it kind of talked out both sides of his mouth, because he was one who uh, would say, "Yeah, I believe in this, but I cannot." And you got nothing to lose, buddy. You're not running for office again.
Mm,
You're not. So, which makes one kind of suspicious that his political career is not over.
right.
And so, but so it is a Republican seat. That was a part of the 50-50 split in the United States Senate. And as you know, Georgia, Pennsylvania are just two of the states in which the Republicans, and it's actually 1/3 of the Senate is up for election or reelection. And
Oh, Sybil, how do you have all this information in your head? Good
it's
night.
it's not easy.
Yes, it is.
It's
Yes.
why I have difficulty sleeping at night, because this is what
Yes,
I worry
right.
about. I worry about
I
this
have a
stuff.
quick question from you from David Skide.
Uh-huh. Hey, David, how are you on YouTube? David's asked, what is the difference between a commonwealth and a state? Just about 5, 10 letters. Uh, they like to be called the Commonwealth. Yeah,
Okay. I
yeah.
was wondering that too. Okay,
Pennsylvania is regarded as a Commonwealth.
okay,
All the other
but
places
it's a
around them,
state.
it's for all intents and purposes, it's a state.
Ooh, y'all make it hard on us. Okay,
Trust, that was not my
okay,
that was
okay.
not my call. Uh-uh.
Right.
So I mentioned what we're going to talk about tomorrow, and that is the story that everybody's talking about. Another woman has come forth to allege that Herschel Walker was her boyfriend when he was in Dallas for many years. While he was married, he had an affair with this woman. She became pregnant. He tried to talk her into having an abortion. And the big deal is because he is representing the Republican Party. They are very anti-abortion. And so now they're the anti-abortion portion of the country is supporting him, despite his history as one who pushed his girlfriends to have abortions when they were going together.
Right.
It's very sad. Um, Also, in the newsletter, you know what, Yolanda? Uh, we have such great people writing for our newsletter. We have our social justice contributor, Coy Malone, who is writing about a video from 2017 that has resurfaced about a California high school.
Right, right.
And this is this is the area where my cousins, Crystal and her husband and her family live in Torrance, California, in the Southland in Orange County, and a lot of surprise about the racist venom that's being spewed by these high school students. I haven't had a chance to talk to her about this. Also, in the newsletter, we have our mental health and wellness contributor, and that's our newest addition to the newsletter, and that's Aprilette Russell. And she always writes a great story about
Right.
mental health challenges and things that are going on in our community. And she always ends with a scripture. And today she gives us Psalm 34, 17 through 20. And I could really put my glasses on to see that a little bit easier than the small print that is on my phone. So here we are with our matching glasses.
Mhm.
Are yours purple?
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
that's
purple.
purple.
Mine are blue.
Yeah.
Just for the record, my favorite
Yeah.
color is blue. But she does talk about saving our Black teens from suicide, and that is very, very powerful.
So, Sybil, I'm going to have a hard time producing
I
and
know.
doing this. Are
It's
you
time to
paying
move
attention?
on. You're
Well,
right. You're right.
well,
You're right.
okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I was cognizant of the time, but I do want to talk about the newsletter. So please go to SybilWilkes.com to subscribe, and it will be in your email box every Monday through Friday morning. It's absolutely free. It's now time to go to our question of the day. What's really going on? And this is related to the guest host Yolanda Starks-White, as she is overcoming her discomfort in being on camera or on air, and this really is not her comfort zone.
No.
But what is the most uncomfortable challenge or challenges you have faced, and how did you do it? What kind of method did you use to overcome your shyness? And I know people don't believe me when I tell them this, but I really am very shy.
Right.
And so I have to just kind of steel myself and push myself forward to
Do you
engage.
really?
Oh yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
even doing this every day?
Yes. I have to
Shut up.
I have to give myself a good talking to.
Shut up.
Yeah, I do. I have to,
Wow.
come on, you can do this. Don't hold back. That's, it's like an athlete. I don't know what athletes do, but it's that kind of, I have to pump myself up.
So what's interesting, I was very disappointed when none of your other friends showed up today. So I had to step in and be the friend. I'm only kidding. But my dentist would not do that root canal that I really needed. So I was like, okay, because I'd rather do a root canal than do this.
Oh my God.
It's really like that.
You would rather go through a root canal,
yes,
with nothing to
right. Yes.
hold back the pain.
Yes.
And
let me tell you why. Because one of the many things that I like about me is that I'm comfortable with who I am, and I know who I am, and I know what I'm good at.
mm-hmm.
And so those things that I'm good at, I'm never uncomfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
If it comes time for me to present and do what I have to do, I don't get any jitters. I make it happen, and I expect to get the results that I go for.
Right.
This isn't something I'm good at. So,
but you are.
No, I'm really
and
not.
I don't think you appreciate it.
Okay, so Sybil, let me tell you a quick story that you have heard before.
Okay. Okay, remind me of the story.
So back when Michael Bazin first started his show, I was his executive producer. We put the show together. And so Michael is this great, he's this great entertainer because he is personality, but he is an entertainer. Mm-hmm. And he wanted somebody to bounce things off. So I was his producer and I was in the room with him. And so he said he would talk and he would just talk to me, but I would never talk back. Mm-hmm. And so we got to a point where we had, at the time, we didn't have callers. We had people that were emailing in their comments or what have you. So,
right.
And Michael was syndicated across the country. And so he had me to read something that somebody had written in. And Sybil, when I got on that mic, it was as if I had had a stroke.
Oh.
And it was so bad
Oh.
that during the break, our girlfriend, Nicole Scott,
Oh my
she
gosh.
called me and she said, don't you ever get on a mic again. So it was so awful. It's
And
like,
this is your good friend, like
but she
lifelong
was right.
friends.
Yes.
She
And
was,
I appreciated that. It's like,
yeah.
I'm telling you, as great as I come across today, you should see me off air, off camera. It's as if somebody steps in and
Right,
just takes over.
right.
But sometimes you got to do what you have to do. And
You
I'm
just have
telling you,
to, right.
so the answer to your question, for real, is I'll do anything for you.
Hmm.
And I
You
just
really
didn't
will.
want to leave you out here.
Right, right. And give me somebody to talk to, and you do respond.
Right. Right. Right.
Because you need somebody to talk to, as she says. And that is true. That is absolutely true. So I thank you for doing this that is against everything that you believe about yourself, which is not true, because you really are a good communicator. And I think
Mhm.
you're a better communicator than you give yourself credit for. And I think you
Mhm.
hold back on that. But I'm curious, are we getting answers from people
Uh,
regarding this?
um, Not a lot.
Okay.
So I'll ask you.
Mhm.
So, are there many things that you're uncomfortable with? But Sybil, one thing that I like about you. So the reason why I hear you, but I don't know that I believe you when
Mhm.
you say that you're uncomfortable doing that. You might be uncomfortable, but the one thing that I really like about you, if it's something that you're not comfortable with, and I know I'm pointing, and
It's okay.
that you're not
It's
comfortable
okay
with,
for you to do that.
or that you don't like, you won't do it, and you have no qualms to sit it out.
I really don't.
You don't make yourself, you don't allow yourself to be uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh, come on,
I don't
and
mind a challenge, but if I know that it's not right for me and intuitively know that it's not, I don't have a problem saying no. Like
yeah,
even with, it's even as something as I'm not good at sitting around.
no, you're not.
This is a running joke. And you go to people's homes and there may have been a death and you go to pay your respects. And then you go and you say hello to people, you say I'm sorry, and
Hmm.
here's something I bought. I didn't make it for you. I'm going to tell
Right.
you this in advance. But I just wanted to bring something and to extend my condolences, and I will see you all
And you're
later. And
gone.
they're like,
Right, right,
where's she
right.
going?
You do
Uh,
not feel a need to sit
I'm not
around.
a sit
And
around kind of
it's
and make
it's
small
not
talk
your
kind of
comfort.
person.
It's just
Mm-mm.
not, it's not your comfort, so you don't do it.
Right.
Whereas I'll just go and sit there and just be so uncomfortable. I won't get up. I won't go pee. My bladder's about to burst. I'll be so uncomfortable. But you like, I'm not ready to do it.
I don't see that as, like when I die, you don't have to have any kind of thing like that where people come
We
and
don't have to come sit around.
no sitting around. No
Okay, we
sitting
got
around.
we got we got something.
Okay. Oh, Deborah Bar Cloud on YouTube says, speaking in public, I try to find someone in the crowd with a nice smile or face, along with a lot of prayers. I know that's right. So
Right.
let me tell you this one story. We were in New York and we went to Broadway. And we were just coming in. It was like we had these tickets to see Mountaintop with Samuel L. Jackson and Angela Bassett. And I always heard this about people in the audience kind of giving energy to those on stage. And we were sitting there, and Yolanda said, "Girl, I think Samuel Jackson is giving me the eye." And I said, "I think he's feeling your energy." And so she's like, "Yes, Tim. Yes, Mr. Samuel L.
The mountaintop. That's what it was.
Mountaintop." And it was about the last night of the
Right.
presumed last night of Martin Luther King's before his death.
You're a silly
And
girl.
and so in the Lorraine Motel. And
Yes.
so, she's like, yeah, so she's sitting up and everything. And then eventually we could hear and it was pronounced snoring.
Right.
And I looked
And we like
over,
looked around.
and behind Yolanda, directly behind Yolanda,
Right.
was the award-winning director, Oliver Stone.
And he was tall, so he was like he was behind me, but he was sitting up over me because he was so tall. So I was like, "Oh yeah." What?
So, so Deborah, that's what brought to mind, giving
Oh
people that
gosh.
energy, and you look for people in the audience with a nice smile, and like when people get up and say good evening, and people, nobody. I said
Mhm.
good evening, so you want
Mhm.
somebody that gives you that energy, yeah. And Yolanda was giving that to Samuel L. Jackson, but
Right. But
he
he
was
wasn't
playing
receiving it.
to Oliver Stone, who was having a difficult time staying
Oh
awake.
my goodness. I love that. So Sybil, we got a lot of these.
Okay. All
A
right.
lot.
Robert Ferguson, our friend on YouTube, says, I do not like public speaking. I would rather clean than speak in public.
Hold on now.
Wow.
I don't know
Okay.
if I'm gonna be able to clean, but I hear you. I'm just saying. and,
Renee
and, then, and
Woodridge
then
on
my sister always say, "And you got a husband?"
Okay. Renee Woodridge on Facebook says, I'm not very comfortable speaking to large groups of people. I had to do it as part of my job as HR director. I bet. Yeah. How did you overcome that, Renee? I wonder.
Right. Right.
That's always so. When you give us these challenges you had, tell us how you overcame them. Like
Right.
finding somebody that you could relate to, or smiling, or that were giving you some energy, and like Yolanda was to Samuel L. Jackson, although it was really Oliver
Or
Stone.
just finding your comfort in not if you're not comfortable doing it, but you got to do stuff that you're not comfortable with.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem as a kid speaking in public. I remember going to a Christmas Eve church service with cousin Joe and them at Morgan Park in Chicago, and they asked if anybody had a song that they would like to sing, and I was like 3 or 4 years old, and I had learned "Joy to the World," and so
Oh
I just
Lord.
stepped up
Of
there and
course
I
you
sang
did.
"Joy to the World." It could have been worse, could
Did
have
you
been
have
I saw.
glasses?
I didn't have my glasses at
Oh,
that
okay.
point. I did
Okay.
not. I'm glad I didn't find those pictures of me in the cat eye glasses
Oh
too.
my God, I love little kids with glasses.
Oh no, those are
Okay,
the
Sybil.
glasses my daddy picked out. Renita Bland on Facebook says, I don't talk a lot. That's why I changed my major from teaching. I didn't have that much to say all day. Renita, you would be
Mm,
surprised how quickly you can come up with things to say. Just trust and believe. And especially with kids.
right.
I think kids
Because
are
they go ask
great.
you a lot of questions.
Yeah. I like to do public speaking, says Kerwin May on YouTube at church, and I smile and I find a brick in the wall, and it meets me cool. It makes me, I guess, makes me feel cool and know when I need to take a seat. I hear my
Mm,
mother when I need to take a seat.
mm.
Kerwin, my mother talks to me and says, okay, that's enough. It's like Yolanda giving us the wrap it up
Okay, but
sign.
Sybil, you do have a lot of words because even starting this show,
Hmm.
you went on for 6 minutes just going straight.
Well,
You can really
you're right.
talk.
I can
Yes.
talk, but I also not sure how you're going to respond sometimes. So, Janet Ferguson said on Facebook, "I'd rather have surgery than have an IV put in my arm, and I have not and will not overcome
And
that."
that, yeah,
Wow,
that's hard. That's hard.
wow.
Yeah,
That's
and even giving blood. That's why I don't like giving blood because I have small veins
mm-hmm.
and shit. I don't know
And
that
you've
that's
seen the
uncomfortable. It
challenges of
just
that.
yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
that is really something.
Oh, check
Okay,
out Judy.
okay.
Oh, I'm
So,
sorry. Last one.
so Yolanda is giving us the last one. Judy Douglas on Facebook said, "I am uncomfortable managing people, but I can do it if I have to."
Hmm.
Yeah, That's a tough one too. Managing it's like herding cats. It's like and Yolanda is so
Judy,
good
you are
with
so right because you got to care about what's happening at their house and their car. You got to really care. You got to be careful about your tone and how you speak to people
because
and
she
what you
does have a
say. Oh
tone.
my
She does
God,
have a tone.
Judy,
And
yes,
it's especially true the younger people
yes.
because everybody wants to tell their story. Everybody wants to be heard, and we're coming up on time. So thank you so much for participating in our question, Yolanda. Thank you for giving
Thank
us the
you, thank
question.
you.
And now it's time for our trending topics. First of all, I want to give out some birthday shout outs, Yolanda, and some reminders for you.
Yes.
Happy birthday today to Mrs. Hattie Jean Lowdown. That's
Oh
Huggy's
yeah, yeah.
mom
I
and
saw that in the
Danielle's
newsletter.
mom.
Yeah.
Also, happy birthday in advance to our friend Cheryl Underwood. She's going to be celebrating her birthday. And to Dee Dee Nero.
Oh, that would be my sister. Thank you. Okay.
And to the creator of the Culture Banks, Corey Hale's birthday is this
When's her
weekend
birthday?
coming.
Okay, cool.
The 30th, I want to say.
Okay, Sybil, this
Sunday.
is not the reminder. Okay, you will
Why
have to,
not?
because I'm going to forget it.
Okay, well, it's our birthday shout outs to them now. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, I want to tell you if you're enjoying our conversation now,
All
I
right.
hope that you will also check out our podcast. It's called What Else You Need to Know with Yolanda Starks White and yours truly, Sybil Wilkes. You can find them where all fine podcasts are found on streaming services. So, you said you're not a cleaner, but you do have a real sense of cleanliness and knowing how things are done thanks to your grandmother Yolanda. Clorox has recalled Pine Sol scented multi-surface cleaners, and this is a list.
Why?
Because of some bacteria that's been found in the cleaners. How crazy is
Oh,
that? These are
wow.
items that are supposed to do away
What?
with, and there's bacteria in this. The Pine Sol scented multi-surface cleaners in lavender clean, sparkling wave, lemon fresh scents. Clorox Pro Pine Sol all-purpose cleaners in lavender clean, sparkling wave, lemon fresh, and orange energy scents, and the Clorox Professional Pine Sol lemon fresh cleaners. The original Pine Sol, the Pine Set, is not. The original Pine Sol is not included in this recall. I said that twice. They may contain a bacteria, and this is really what's so funny is that and we have a very humorous group of writers, and they like to throw these technical names in there. The Pseudomonas aeruginosa, an environmental organism found widely in soil and water. How crazy is that? That a bacteria that's found in soil and water found its way into a product that's supposed to do away with the bacteria. Doesn't make any sense.
I don't even know what that
Um,
means.
I, so they are people with immune weakened systems or external medical devices that are exposed to this bacteria could face a risk of serious infection.
Oh my goodness.
It may require medical treatment. The bacteria can enter the body if inhaled through the eyes or through a break in your skin. And
Oh
they
my
said, "Well, what
goodness.
do we do?" And they said, "Take it back to the store. We'll give you your money back." I'm like, "That's not enough.
What else can they do?
They need to make good on this, apologize and stuff, and
Okay.
and 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 show us that they're."
Sorry.
That's pretty much what they're saying.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they're
Wow.
saying. Is anybody interested in buying the Trump tapes or
What
hearing them?
tapes? What tapes?
The renowned journalist Bob Woodward of Woodward and Bernstein. These are the
Oh,
guys that discovered the Watergate situation with Richard Nixon back in the 70s. Bob Woodward has about 20 new books. Has a total of 20 books and so he has a number of books involving his interviews with Donald Trump. And it's called Bob Woodward's 20 Interviews with President Donald Trump. Is anyone interested? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone?
no.
No? No.
Mm-mm.
Me either. And I'll tell you why. I don't like Bob Woodward and I
You
don't
don't?
trust him.
Is
No.
it because what he did with the 2020 election
It's
with
because
the
of what he did.
information?
Yeah, the information that he had, that Donald Trump knew
Right.
how dangerous the coronavirus
Coronavirus.
was.
Right.
And he did not, and he waited till the book came out to
Right.
share this information. And
Right.
my thing was, I don't care what kind of agreement you made with this man, you could have saved how many thousands
Right.
of
Yeah.
lives if people knew that if you called Donald Trump on his BS
Right.
and said, you need to know how dangerous the coronavirus is, it can kill you,
Right.
no matter what he says, and he knows it. And
Well,
why no one
Sybil,
has
you
brought it?
have a double standard because Dr. Fauci,
Dr. Fauci did know too.
he
Yeah.
knew,
Yeah.
and
And he was held back. And I like Dr. Fauci, but I got to tell you, I don't hold him in any higher regard than I do Bob Woodward, because if you knew it,
right.
we deserve to know it too.
Right.
And
But
you could have saved
so
lives.
outside of that, you can't deny his journalistic skills.
No, he and Carl Bernstein are terrific
Yeah.
journalists.
They really
But
they
there's a
really are.
line, and there is a line that they are
Right.
walking very carefully regarding what your responsibilities are as a journalist, to find the truth and to tell the
And to
truth,
tell the truth. Yeah. Right.
and not just to sell a damn book.
Right.
That is awful.
So
And the
now he's selling the tapes.
and now he's selling the Trump tapes. You're
Well,
not going to get any
what
of
else
my
he gonna
money,
do with
Bob
them?
Woodward. Sorry.
Okay.
And I will buy a lot of books, and I'll buy a lot of crap, but that,
Yeah.
that'll just make me crazy. This is also something that we all need to know. No one hit the Powerball jackpot. The drawing is now estimated at $800 million. Yes, here we have
Ooh.
mine. Not a damn number in here to be found. The numbers drawn Wednesday night: 19, 36, 37, 46, and 56. And the Powerball was 24.
Hmm.
No one matched all six numbers. This means it'll grow to the fifth largest. And we've been this route before in U.S. history. That amounts to 36 consecutive drawings without a jackpot winner. The long odds of winning the grand prize are 1 in 292.2 million.
And this is because it encompasses
The country.
everybody in the country. Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. The new $800 million jackpot is for winners who will take their winnings through an annuity paid annually over 29 years. Nearly all winners actually choose the cash option. Yep, that's what I did. I chose the cash option.
Right. Check this out. Nikki J on YouTube said, I was interviewed this morning. $1 million was sold at my gas station.
Oh,
wow.
Nikki.
So, Nikki, do you get a percentage of that? Oh, my goodness.
So is that your business, Nikki, where someone won the $1 million in the Powerball? Because that's awesome. I told the guy I would see him that I bought it at the 7-Eleven. Because I bought it from him, and I knew that when I won the 700 million, it would be coming back, because he would get, a percentage of that.
So does it work that if the people win something that
if they win big money like that, yeah, if they win like $1 million,
but I'm saying, if do the proprietor receive something because she says she said no, it's where I get
my gas. Got it.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm curious, what percentage do I get from that if it's my space?
as the business owner? Yeah,
right,
absolutely. Yeah. Okay, well, good luck, everybody, and remember, it's Sybil, and we would love to have you sponsor us. Elon Musk announced a big purchase. He completed the purchase of Twitter, $44 billion. He said he went on Twitter and said, I bought Twitter, making it official Thursday morning. He is officially Twitter's new owner. at least according to him. He says he hopes the platform will continue to be a digital town square for years to come. He explained his reasons for the $44 billion purchase, saying there is currently great danger that social media will splinter into far right wing and far left wing echo chambers that generate more hate and divide in our society. So one of the things is he is planning to fire thousands of people. Some 75,000 people are nervously looking at their Twitter as well as their phones, because that is the number of people that could be fired as a result of Elon Musk taking over this, as well as putting a price tag on your ability to use Twitter. Are you willing to pay to use Twitter?
Oh. No, but I
personally, I'm not. I have no desire to give my money to Elon Musk in the form of a car or Twitter.
So did Amy W.
Not on Twitter. And Amy W. on YouTube says, not on Twitter and never will.
Yeah.
Why? I wonder.
Yeah.
Because just out of curiosity, I'm not,
I thought I was put up.
Janice Wave, I'll probably get off Twitter now. She says that on Facebook.
Right.
I think that social media is here to stay. I just don't see myself paying Elon Musk for an electric vehicle or for use of Twitter.
And why don't we like him?
I just don't. I think he is just one of the strangest and most difficult to understand people. Sorry, I got a spam risk call. He's just very. He's queer to me, not queer in the LGBTQ sense. He is more quizzical. Sorry, Quinn. But he doesn't make any sense to me. Right. He just doesn't make any sense to me.
I like his cars. I like Teslas. I think that although my friend said that. Let's see. C.M. Williams said, and why those cheap looking Teslas so expensive? I like them. I don't think that. I like the way they look. I like how they look like how futuristic they look.
It's futuristic. That's one way of putting it. I'm with UCM. I don't see them as, I don't know why. And you can always get a good used Tesla because they only go so far. If you notice, there's a overstock of used Teslas. They get to a certain mileage point, and then people are like, this really isn't worth it.
Really?
This isn't worth it. Yeah.
So I might be able to cop one on the cheap.
Yeah, if it's worth it to you.
How's the resale value?
Not great.
Oh, okay.
So that would work to your advantage in terms of purchasing one, but I'm not sure what that kind of output of money is for the second and third owners of a Tesla.
Right.
And I like a hybrid. I know the gas prices are ridiculous. We're very lucky in this part of Texas. The gas isn't that exorbitantly high.
Right.
But and I do notice the prices, but I'm not particularly crazy about. And I do know we have a friend who was making a several hour drive from one state to the other for a gig, and he had to stop and charge his car. And finding a charging station and all of that.
Well, that's gonna change. That's gonna change.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they have to make
before you move to your next segment, you got to answer this.
Okay. Hey, Miss Eileen, you took Miss Eileen, it comes from bribing, and I kind of led up to this week. Miss Eileen is our friend. She said we look alike and with our glasses, and I said that too. The shapes are different, but hers look more like purple, and mine are definitely blue, and my hair is pulled back. And she said the glasses take away from my hair, which is disturbing to her. And how did you get Yogi on camera? I worked up to this.
You will say anything.
I worked up to this by getting her. What did I buy you this week? Oh, it was Taco Tuesday. And
Mm.
so got you
And a
chicken
good Coke
fajitas
last night.
and then a Coke that was freezing in my
Mm.
refrigerator, that was frozen in my refrigerator. I know how she likes it. So Miss Eileen, I bribed
But
her
Miss Eileen,
in advance.
you know what we do for girlfriends. You've been there.
Right, right. Yeah, like coming to join us for the great event we were a part of in Washington D.C.
And so next time, Sybil, when your other friends, maybe Miss Eileen will come on.
That would be awesome.
I would like that. All right,
Okay,
Miss
Miss
Eileen.
Eileen, you're up. We're putting you on the list
Yep.
because we always get comments from our girlfriends after the shows that I would have said this, and why didn't you talk about that? And this is a good opportunity for us to have those conversations. We are close to wrapping up this segment, so I will include this in our entertainment. And very excited about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. That movie is coming out very soon. And a part of that is the great Rihanna is going to be
Mm.
singing the theme song. How
Right.
cool is that?
Right.
Um, Rihanna is back in a great way with Lift Me Up, and that is the theme song. Of course, the rumor had been floating around that she would be coming back to music. It has been confirmed. She teased that in her first single in 6 years, Lift Me
Wow.
Up.
Have you
Uh,
heard it?
I have.
Okay. Do we
I
like
like
it?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very excited about the whole Black Panther and the fact that a woman is going to be the Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
This is on the Wakanda Forever soundtrack, and it's a tribute to the late Chadwick Boseman. She's been hard at work per multiple in sources. Has a second song called Born Again that also plays during the credits. That one is produced by The Dream, and they are both ballads, according to the New York Times critic. And they say it's a feast on the first notes heard sung from Rihanna in thousands of days.
Oh.
It's very cool. And Thames wrote this, one of the co-writers there, and said,
Oh, right. Yeah.
this is really awesome. Tim said, I wanted to write something that portrays a warm embrace from all the people I've lost in my life. I
Mm.
tried to imagine what it would feel like if I could sing to them now and express how much I miss them. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And,
All right.
and Ryan Coogler, he was a participant
Yeah,
in
Ryan
that as
Coogler.
well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And there was a conversation with Ryan Coogler as to how this would all play out. And she wanted to do right by him. And of course, in the memory of Chadwick Boseman.
Right.
I
Right.
can't wait. Those are 2 movies I got to see. I got to see Wakanda Forever and Till.
Till. Right.
Yeah.
You want to go see Till tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
let's do it
For
then.
sure. Absolutely. And people are still saying goodbye to the lovely Leslie Jordan, the actor,
Oh, right.
that has just become such a dear, dear social media phenom
Right.
for all of his participation on Instagram. He is considered a treasure to people around this country, but especially in folks in his hometown of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And now the city
Mm.
plans to honor him, and it's working with his family to make it happen, as
Oh,
well as his
good.
adopted town of West Hollywood. And
Oh.
they are working on a memorial service in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And in West Hollywood, they say that he frequented the restaurants and coffee shops there, and the West Hollywood City Council will adjourn in his honor at their next meeting. And of course, the 67-year-old entertainer was driving in Hollywood when investigators believe that he experienced a medical emergency
Right.
and crashed into the side of the building. He was on his way to work.
Sybil, has he been around for a while? Has he been around for like 30, 40, 50 years?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, he has. I first came to love him on Will and Grace. He was the thorn in the side to the character Karen, who was a real Karen.
Oh, right.
Um,
Right.
and so, but he has had a tremendous career. And then during the pandemic, he just took his career to another level, entertaining people on Instagram. So,
Right.
all right, Yolanda,
All right, Sybil.
it is time for us to close out with Yogi's
Yogi's
Jewel.
Jewels.
And this is so perfect today.
It
I can't believe how
is.
perfect this is.
I can.
You can?
Yes.
So the daily inspiration for today, Yogi's Jewel, is we all have baggage.
Yes.
A good friend will help you carry them.
Isn't that true? Isn't that really true?
Today is a great example of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Even when you're not comfortable doing so.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Or you take some of their stuff out of their bag when they can't close their bag and you put it in yours. Don't ask me how I know this. We've just been on the road a lot
And
lately.
take it to the cleaners and even clean it for them.
And
That's a good friend.
and launder and have it dry cleaned. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Once again, thank you all so much for participating. Yolanda, thank you again. And if you enjoy our banter and our conversation, I really hope that you'll go to What Else You Need to Know. That is our latest podcast effort. It's with Yolanda and me. That is Yolanda Starks White and Sybil Wilkes. So thank you, Yolanda Starks White. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I'm so inside. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful week.